to be quite having a dig at him through the words in which Shastri falls so as to impress Ranga. In the story, Shama, the narrator, went to the astrologer Shastri and told him how he has to make possible an alliance between Ranga and Ratna. Later, when the narrator took Ranga to astrologer and asked Shastri to predict planets about Ranga, Shastri took out his paraphernalia, which is so-called weapon of every astrologer now. These included 2 sheets of paper, some cowries, and a book of palmyra leaves. He pretended to make certain calculations and said that Ranga was contemplating marrying a girl whose name initially is R. He added that the name of the girl was something found in the ocean. Then Shama said that the girl in Rama Rao's house was Ratna, and Shastri was very positive about the proposal working out. He tells Ranga exactly the same thing what the narrator tutored him about in advance. He assured them, and the Shastri assured them that the negotiations would definitely bear fruit. Ranga was quite impressed by the science of astrology. Ma'am, no matter how much that Ranga was well educated, he still fell into the trap. He still believed that astrology was true. Ma'am, that was like weapon actually was a quite compliment to the situation, compliment to the trick. So that the same evening, the narrator congratulated Shastri for repeating everything he had taught without giving rise to any suspicion. Shyama also mocked astrology by saying, "What a marvelous Shastra yours is." The Shastri didn't like it and said he could have found it out himself from the his Shastra. Now, what we conclude is the story gives a graphic description of how the narrator employs the astrologer to trick an unwilling young man to agree to marry a young girl. Shastri just acts as merely as a parrot and eventually proves that astrologers' perceptions are based more on hearsay and conjecture.
That's it. Okay, very good, Bhavya. Very good. Very good. Okay, now what did we see from this? That even though a person is educated, so much educated, that person will believe anyone who will, try to tell you your future. Okay, so what happens with the astrology? So this thing, astrology, is like somewhat true, but they can never predict your future. But they can never predict your future. Now I'll give you an example. So what happens? Just imagine there's a weather outside and you don't like that weather. I'll give you my own example. There is some kind of like weather when the sky is all orange color. It's the evening time. Sometimes it happens that the sky is all orange and it's dusty everywhere. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what happens in that point of time? Na, I get very low. I get very sad. I don't know why, but I have, you know, noticed this pattern in my mood also that my mood is changed because of that particular one weather. Okay. The same way it happens in astrology also. The movement of the stars, the movement of the constellation, and everything that determines your nature somewhat. Okay, that only a true astrologer can tell you. But if someone comes to you and says that, I can tell you your future, okay, that you're gonna get married at 26 and you're gonna move to abroad at 27 and you're gonna become this at this particular age, it's all a scam. No one can tell you your future. Okay, no one can tell you your future. No one can tell you when you're gonna die. No one can tell you when you're gonna become something. That's all a scam. Okay, they can tell you what is written in your stars and everything, but they can never predict your future to be exact. Okay, have a very good PPT, very good presentation. Both of you, good fluency, good pronunciation, and everything. Okay, now Shriya and Ishwarya will present in the next class. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
okay, good, very good. Okay, now let's move on to the assignment of Ganga's marriage. Just a second.
Ma'am, have you taken attendance?
Have I taken attendance? I'll download the attendance sheet in the end of the class.